take a look at the first subgun the US Army has adopted since the World War II grease gun. The B&T APC9K Pro. I'm Sean Burrows with B&T USA. If you're watching this newest installment on my video series of the B&T Advanced Police Carbines and haven't yet subscribed, there's no time like the present. Go ahead and take a second to tap or click that subscribe button, turn on your notifications, and you'll be set to be notified the next time I post one of these. In 2017, the US Army started taking submissions to procure a new, highly concealable subcompact machine gun. All the big players threw their hats into the ring, I think 10 companies in all, and on March 29th, 2019, the B&T APC9K Pro was selected as the new subcompact weapon, or SCW, of the United States Army. And not too long after, other branches of the US military, including the Air Force and large federal agencies, began to procure variants of the APC9K for their purposes. Personally, it's one of my favorites, and I'm excited to tell you more about it, including showing you my setup. Now, the K in the name stands for the German word kurz, which means short, and it literally is a compact version of the APC9 Pro, rocking a 4.3-inch barrel, an overall length of 12.5 inches, and weighing in at just 5.5 pounds. That's a half pound less than the standard size, which of course has a 6.7-inch barrel and a 15-inch overall length. Unlike all other variants of the APC9 that comes standard with a 311 barrel, the APC9K comes with a 1/2x28 threaded barrel and then a 3-lug adapter that you can add if you so choose. Its most comparable 20th century predecessor, the MP5K, was one of the first subguns designed to be specifically capable of firing effectively with one hand. Shooting a submachine gun one-handed involves a lot more than just having something that's compact and lightweight that you could hold out in front of you. It also has to have some sort of internal mechanism capable of mitigating muzzle rise during full auto fire. Of course, the MP5 family uses the delayed roller lock system, which is very effective, but it's also very mechanically complex and prone to wear out quickly. As discussed in the previous videos, the APC9 is a direct blowback gun, but has the state-of-the-art hydraulic buffer system in the back that's used to mitigate this muzzle rise. This makes the APC9K incredibly capable of delivering precise full auto or semi-auto shots with one-handed or two-handed shooting positions with incredible amounts of recoil control built into the system itself. The K variant is still built on the same exact lower as her standard size big sister, so all the modular configuration options are available to the K. You can have a setup that runs B&T mags, Glock mags, SIG P320 mags. Of course, I use the B&T mag lower myself with the added jet funnel accessory, allowing for extra fast reloads. You can swap out the standard B&T grip for your favorite M4 grip. And of course, if you have a mil-spec trigger preference like I do, I've dropped in an AR9 trigger from Ultimate Tactical because that's what I compete with and that's what I'm used to. So this is my setup. Your favorite trigger, your favorite grip, and your favorite pistol caliber mags. It's also compatible with any of the available B&T stocks or a buffer 2 adapter to put your favorite AR stock if you'd really like. I've personally opted for the telescoping brace / stock option to be able to carry it in its most compact format. A folding stock is almost as easy to deploy, but it's not ambidextrous, and it adds width to the gun, making it not quite as small and as light as I can get with the telescoping option. The upper design, although shorter, still holds true to the extruded aluminum alloy monolithic design with options to mount accessories on the top, bottom, or either side. And the side accessory rails are removable to expose in-lock slots for further accessory mounting options. For my personal setup, I've opted to keep the accessory rails on in order to use the Cloud Defensive cable management system on the support side and mount a Rain 3.0 Micro on the strong side of the gun. It's completely ambidextrous, very compact, and incredibly bright. And even in this compact form factor, there's plenty of real estate to mount a 2-point sling if that's what you'd like to do. I have used a 2-point sling on this gun when I've used it in competition For my current setup, I've opted to just use a single point sling because that works better when putting it in and taking it out of the current backpack setup that I have with us. If you'd like me to do a whole video on my backpack setup and loadout that I use with this gun now, let me know. It's interesting to me. If you want to know more, let me know in the comments below. So I mean, at this point, we've talked about the history, the features, the design, a little bit about my setup, and most of you probably just want to know how it shoots. And I have to say, when I put my first mag worth of ammo through this, I was pleasantly surprised. Typically, a shorter barrel version of any gun is going to have a lot more jump and muzzle flip to it than a longer barrel version. And this just sat nice and flat. I mean, I was fully expecting, with having a Gearhead Works brace at the end of a telescoping setup like this, to just be a little less stable, plus the shorter barrel, more than 2 inches shorter, jumping a little bit more. After all, none of that is more stable than a full stock with the cheek weld, contact against your shoulder, plus the 2 points of contact with your hands. But when testing predictive shooting at 5 out to 25 yards with this thing, running split times as fast as I could on a paper target, there was not a noticeable difference in my hits. The dot moved a little bit more, but the gun always returned to where I started, just like with any of the other APCs, to where I could run it just as quickly as any other length gun. So you better believe I took this to some matches. We had some fun over a couple years in 2021 doing some outlaw PCC matches and definitely some two-gun matches. Shooting a pistol caliber as your carbine at two-gun matches requires you to really know your holdovers, especially at targets that are pushed out to 150 and 200 yards, and I had to learn my holds with this. Well, as far as accuracy goes, I learned my holds running my competition ammo out to 200 yards.
We're gonna do the APC9K Pro. Even the short babies can do it. Swiss magic right here.
So I'm curious, if you haven't chosen yet, or if you have both, which is your favorite? The standard size or the Shorty APC9K Pro? I love them both. But if you had to choose, which would it be and why? Also, how do you set yours up? Or how would you set yours up if you're planning on getting it but haven't quite procured it yet? I'm really curious. I love seeing how modular and how diverse the setups with these little guns can get. Again, I'm Sean Burrows. If you have any comments, questions, or requests, just leave them in the comment section below. Please don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you next time.